occhi aperti in mezzo al buio, sopra un letto di cemento e nella testa il nome tuo che grida, grida, grida. L'orologio appeso al muro segna mezzanotte, intanto sta piovendo fuori e dentro me. Prendo la mia giacca e corro via, lontano dal riflesso nello specchio che non vuole arrendersi. Passo la notte così e ti inseguo tra dolci illusioni, di farti prendere non ti va. Sei come l'ombra di Peter Pan perso per strada. Sto rincorrendo una parte di me, sento un brivido sulla pelle, guardo le stelle che brillano, ridono di me.
The song that you have just heard has been totally recorded with only one microphone. This is the Cloud 44 passive ribbon microphone in midnight color. So, intro, and let's talk more about this microphone. Hi guys, I'm Steex, audio video production. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and of course, welcome to my studio, the place where I try out audio gear and video gear. Today, I'm gonna show you an eye test, of course. I'll show you some tests that I did with this microphone. This is the Cloud 44 in midnight version. This microphone has been sent me from Cloud directly in partnership with Lucky Music. Then I send a huge thanks. You have the link in the description if you are interested to purchase directly from Lucky Music this amazing microphone. However, even if this video is sponsored, all the opinion will be mine and personal, of course. So I already tried out different ribbon microphone here in my channel, as you know, but this is different. And why is different? Well, because it sounds like a ribbon microphone, so it is reminiscent of vintage character style, but has been equalized, especially, so it's tailored especially for vocals. So you can really record vocals with this. You can still have very vintage recording, but I don't know, it sounds very, very good for vocals. So you can find different version, of course, of this microphone. This is the midnight version. Basically, it changes only the looking is total black, as you can see. And when you purchase this one, you will receive also the Cloudlifter CL-1 version, so basically an inline preamp with plus 25 dB boost for your microphone. So you can go inside your audio interface with already plus 25 dB of clean boost without any noise floor, basically. So this is great if you have very low, poor kind of preamp on your audio interface. So if you have economic kind of audio interface, this will be very, very good. But let's move forward to the microphone. So the microphone, as you can see, is very, very cool. You have double kind of mesh. The first mesh is larger and it's basically only to protect, of course, the microphone. While as you can see, the second mesh that is inside, just a bit inside, is thicker, as you can see. And this is, of course, for preventing from any dust, but also for the talking, so basically explosive and stuff like that. But I suggest you, any way to use pop filter because it does not block very well the plosive and all the kind of wind from your vocals. So also the recording at the beginning has been done with pop filter. So I think it sounds very warm, it's very natural and smooth in the high frequencies. So the vibe is vintage but with more modern touch, let's say. Now let's listen how it sounds with an electric guitar, so recording the cabinet. I really love how it sounds. I've compared it to my 𝙎𝙤𝙙𝙚 microphone that I use for every kind of production, the SE Electronics R1, but usually that microphone is really like a 𝙎𝙤𝙙 microphone, so it's really dark and I need to equalize a lot that microphone, especially for the rumble that I get, because there are a lot of bass going on, while this one, it has still a character of 𝙎𝙎𝙙 microphone, but it's not so drastic in the low frequencies. It's very, very good, it's very pleasant and does not require too much equalization. So it really sounds great as it is, especially for electric guitar, let's say. So really great. Now let's analyze all the recording that I've made for the beginning, for the intro, and of course let's listen the sounds also for each recording raw without any post-processing. So let's go to the 𝙎𝙗. Alright, so here I have my song in my 𝙎𝙗, and as you can see I've recorded basically 3 different tracks for the acoustic guitar, 1 electric guitar, this is basically my DI only, 1 harmonic and the vocals, as you have seen, of course, in the intro. So let me show you all these sounds without any post-processing. So let's start, for example, with the electric guitar. So here I can show you without any post-processing. Well, actually, I can show you the sound of my DI, but it's not so interesting. It sounds like this. Anyway, so I reamped the DI to my amplifier. I've used my Marshall JVM with my custom cabinet, which is this one, with the WGS Green Beret kind of speaker. And this microphone sounds amazing with this kind of speaker. So this is the sound with the lead. Of course, there are some post-processing here. So this is normal. As you can listen, there are some sort of proximity effect, because with the movement of the speaker, there were some wind that was moving. So basically was not right for the rebound because the microphone was very, very near to the speaker. And to avoid this, I've used basically all sort of roll-off here for this microphone, and basically just a bit open here on some frequencies. So as you can see, I did nothing about compression, just some delay and some reverb. Then let's focus on the harmonic. As you can see, we have the harmonic at the beginning and also at the end, 2 different tracks. And I think that this microphone sounds really, really great for harmonics. Really, really cool sound, this 𝙎𝙎𝙙 mic. So let's listen how it sounds. This is raw recording. I really like also here. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear, the sound, and I really like also the mood, so the vibe that is very warm, the sound, of course, thanks to the 𝙎𝙎𝙙 character. Then I use basically a compressor. This is a very warm compressor, let's say a very mu style, to kind of balance all the dynamic. Okay, and then basically a Pro EQ only to cut some low end, because if you stay too close to the ribbon microphone with the harmonics, you can create some wind with your basically breath. So it's very, very important to stay just a bit far from the microphone, especially with the harmonics, and you can roll off all the low end. So with the reverb, of course, it sounds like this. It's lovely. Okay, now let's focus on the acoustic guitar. So here it is. I basically recorded two different tracks. The main track, which is this one, which is basically an arpeggio, and the second two double tracks basically are the strumming, only for the chorus. So this is the sound without any post-processing of my acoustic guitar. It's very warm, the sound. There is just a bit of noise in the background, but basically because I needed to push a little bit more this part, because it's only an arpeggio, so it's very low in the volume. But I don't care, because this is the character of the microphone. This is the character also of the mood that I wanted to get from this recording. So I don't care about too much noise in the background, because it's part of this kind of recording. I like it. As you can see, I placed some roll-off here. This is basically only for some resonance of the guitar, just a bit open to case. Then we have the API compressor. Let's engage it to keep everything leveled. But sounds a bit too dark, because of course it's a ribbon microphone. I wanted to have more sound of the picking. How? Well, with the Pultec, I've basically pushed more to the low end, even if before, basically I've cleaned all the low end. But that's because I don't want to push also the compressor here with too much low end. So before, I've cleaned everything, and after, I've basically pushed more the low end, because now, after the compressor, all the low end was clear, and I can add more low end without any noise. As you can see here, for the high frequencies, 5 kHz with the high shelf, I pushed 6 dB, which is a lot, but pay attention that I'm using a Pultec style clone, let's say, and it's different than a graphic equalizer. This is very, very mellow, the sound. So without, with, you can listen to the picking and the finger. Love it. And then just a bit of reverb. About the reverb, I've used the IQ Reverb by Alpha, which I really love this plugin. It's very complicated, but I love it. And as you can see here, I can show you that I've used some pre-delay, which will be very, very important for the vocals. Here, I've also stereophony. Same approach as before, only the sides. Okay, now let's focus on the vocals. So here is the vocal without any effects again. So let's start from the beginning here.
Occhi aperti in mezzo al buio, sopra un letto di cemento e
It's really
nella
warm.
testa il nome
Really
tuo
vintage
che
vibe
grida,
here.
grida, grida. L'orologio appeso al muro segna mezzanotte, intanto sta piovendo fuori e dentro me.
Here I've used two different compressors. First one is the tube compressor as before, and it's very, very gentle, this one, even if you see here that it's working very hard, but it's very, very gentle because it's a volume style.
L'orologio appeso al muro segna mezzanotte, intanto sta piovendo.
But it's very low, this kind of compressor. So I want to use also a VCA compressor in serial. But this we work only on the hard stuff, so only on the picking. This is very, very important.
L'orologio appeso al muro segna mezzanotte, intanto sta piovendo fuori e dentro me.
Pultec style.
Prendo la mia giacca e corro via.
This did a lot to my song. So basically, as you can see, I'm pushing more the low frequencies. Remember that I've recorded with the pop filter. And as you can see, I'm pushing a lot to 8 kHz with the shelf, of course, 8 dB, because this was very, very dark, the sound.
E intanto sta piovendo fuori e dentro me. Mezzanotte, intanto sta piovendo fuori e dentro me.
The character is still warm, it's still vintage vibe, but with this open sound, basically I'm opening all sort of breathness in the vocals. But doing this, I'm also pushing too much to the 5-6 kHz to the S and T, so I need a de-esser, and that's why I have the de-esser here. I've also used a Pro EQ here to clean just a bit the roll-off, and of course a de-esser here, as you can see.
Prendo la mia giacca e corro via, lontano dal riflesso nello specchio che non vuole arrendersi.
You can listen also this sort of saturation, but was not saturated the recording. It's the character of this microphone. And with the reverb, remember reverb has some sort of pre-delay, because I wanted to get clear the sound of my vocal and have only in the background the reverb. Sounds like this.
Passo la notte così e ti inseguo tra dolci illusioni, di farti prendere non ti va.
All together.
Sei come l'ombra di Peter Pan perso per strada.
With some sort of ozone here, to get basically a mastering kind of, even if it's not really a mastering, it's only to push more the track. But I can show you that I did a lot of things here, some equalization.
Sto rincorrendo una parte di me, sento un brivido sulla pelle, guardo le stelle che brillano, ridono di me.
Unbelievable. Really great sound, guys. So guys, this is the Cloud Ribbon microphone 44 in midnight color. If you're interested to purchase this microphone, you can go directly with the link in the description to the website of Lucky Music. Again, thanks to Lucky Music to sending me this amazing microphone. I feel that is a great microphone in my opinion. Of course, it has the character of ribbon microphone. Well, even if it's tailored more to modern touch, let's say, it still have a character of ribbon microphone, so you have, of course, the warm sound. So again, this is the midnight version. You have the link in the description. Let me know what you think about, and I'll see you, of course, in the next video. Bye.